On this video, I'll be talking about the importance of time management. The first thing is we must realize the importance of time. The importance of time. You see, time is something that we can't get back. Money, clothes, materialistic things, we can get that back. But our time, we can't get back. See, if I had a pair of Jordans, you know what I'm saying, and I lost them, I'd be mad, I'd be upset. But at the end of the day, I can get those back. Might cost me some money, but I can get it back. Might cost me some time, but I can get it back. Might cost me some energy, but I can get it back. Might cost me some effort, but I could get it back. But time is something that we can't get back. Whatever we do on Monday, come Tuesday, we can't get that time back. So when we talk about time management, the first thing we must realize is we must value our time. But in order to do that, we must first acknowledge how important time is. Time is very important because we can't get it back. So that's the first thing is, when you want to be better at managing your time, the first thing is you must realize the importance of time, the value of your time. And that sets the stage for step 2. Step 2 is using a to-do list. Using a to-do list. See, when it comes to time management, being effective, getting things done, being productive, a to-do list is something that can help in that process. And for me, you know, some people use pen and paper, some people use a computer, some people use a planner, some people use their phone. You know, do whatever works for you. Out of sight, out of mind. So let's keep our goals in sight. Let's keep our tasks, our to-do list in sight. And we do that by creating a to-do list. It doesn't have to be long. But whenever you wake up, or even the night before, think of what you want to get done. Think of what needs to be done. If you're in school, what assignments? If you got a job, you know what I mean? What needs to be done on the job? If you have any, you know, passions or any things that you're doing as far as, you know, starting your own business or workout goals or anything like that, write it down. Out of sight, out of mind, write it down. And like I said, you could use your computer, your phone, pen and paper, a planner, whatever works for you. You gotta use a to-do list though. That's gonna keep you on track. You know, and sometimes when you're using a to-do list, you might not get everything done that day. Right? I might have 10 things on the to-do list. I may only get to 8. That's cool. Just move those next 2 to the next day. And so that's why I think when you're creating your to-do list, it's important that you prioritize what's really important. Prioritize the things that are most important. Put that at the top of your to-do list. Whatever you feel is most important, put that at the top of your to-do list. And like I said, that varies from person to person. Only you gonna know what's most important to you. Whether that's working out, reading, you know, doing your schoolwork, doing what you got to do on the job, you know. And one thing I like to, one analogy I like to use is a car. You know, a car, you got to do maintenance on the car. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your oil changed. You got to change your brake pads. You got to make sure your rotors, your alternator, your engine, you got to make sure everything is right. Your blades, the windshield wipers, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure everything is right. The air filter, cabin filter, all that. You got to make sure everything is right. You got to pump gas. You know, so all these things are part of maintenance and maintaining your vehicle. Well, the same can be said in every aspect of life. And so I bring that up to also discuss relationships. Sometimes we can be so caught up in the grind, so caught up in being productive that we can neglect our relationships. So one thing I do, I put time in on my to-do list for my relationships, my friendships that I value. You have to do maintenance on those as well, just like you would do on the car. You got to maintain those relationships. Got to maintain those friendships. And you do that through putting in time, putting in effort. and making a committed effort to maintaining those relationships and friendships that are most important to you. So having that to-do list is not just about reading or working out. It's also including, your relationships, making time for the people that mean the most to you. Even prayer. Prayer is important to me. I'm a spiritual individual, so prayer is very important to me. But like I said, your to-do list is about what's important to you. And only you will know that. You're going to know what's important to you. And you need to make sure you're prioritizing whatever is important to you. Number 3 is, put time blocks in your schedule. Time block your schedule. And what I mean by that is, designate specific times for specific tasks. So once again, once you've created that to-do list, all right, now you can time block your schedule. So from 8 to 10, I want to do this. From 10 to 12, I'm going to do this. From 12 to 1, I'm going to do this. From 1 to 2, I'm going to do this. From 2 to 2:30, I'm going to do this. From 2:30 to 4:30, I'm going to do this. From 4:30 to 6:30, I'm going to do this. At 6:30, I'm going to do that. Then at 8, I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? Time block your schedule. And like I said, you got to do what works for you. So sometimes I've met people that block out every 30 minutes of their day. For me, that's too rigid, right? That's too structured. So when I time block my schedule, it's I want to get these things done in the morning. I want to get these things done before dinner. And I want to make sure I get these things done, later on in the day. But by the end of the day, I want to have that done. So that's kind of my way of time blocking my schedule. And another element of time blocking your schedule is establishing deadlines for yourself. And what I mean by this is, I'm only give myself until 2 p.m. to get certain things done. Or I'm going to give myself I'm going to give myself a little window. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have a hard deadline. Like, hey, if I got to have this done by 3. I got to do this by 5. I got to have this done. You know what I'm saying? I got to have these 3 things done before I go eat dinner. I got to have these 3 things done before my 4 o'clock meeting. Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And, like they say, if you give yourself 10 hours to do something, it's going to take you 10 hours to get it done. But if you give yourself 10 days to do it, it might take you 10 days to do it. Oh, man, I'm going to do that by the end of the month. Why set the deadline the end of the month when you could say by the end of the week? Or why do the end of the week when you could do by the end of the day? And that's how you overcome procrastination. I'm going to do a separate video strictly on procrastination. But, it also overlaps with time management, right? And so one way to overcome the procrastination, avoid procrastination, and optimize your time management is to, have those deadlines, have those strict deadlines and not push things off. If you give yourself 10 days, it might take you 10 days to get it done. But if you say, hey, within the next 10 hours, I'm going to have that done, you'll probably get it done within the next 10 hours. So establish them hard deadlines. You know what I'm saying? Think of when you were in school. Think of school, Teachers say, oh, it's due by 11:59. A lot of times you don't start on it till when? Till 11:30. But if she said it was due at 3 p.m., you think you would have waited till 11? Nah, you would have started earlier. Same concept applies, you know what I mean, even when you're outside of school. Give yourself them hard deadlines. So instead of saying by the end of the day, right, that 11:59 p.m., you say, hey, I'm going to get this done by 11:59 a.m. Before lunch, I'm going to get that done. So now once you start establishing them hard deadlines, you'll get things done quicker and you'll be able to better manage your time, which is what it's all about, right? It's about managing your time effectively. And another element within that is eliminating distractions. Once again, I'm going to cover that in another video. But if you want to be effective with managing your time, you must eliminate distractions. What are distractions? Distractions take our focus and attention away from what we need to be focused on. So now what, once again, could have been done, within 10, 20 minutes, now that's taking 2-3 hours because you're distracted. Have a singular focus. Don't try to multitask. We can't multitask. Have a singular focus. Be laser focused. And you'll get things done more effectively. And you'll be better at managing your time. So to sum up, you know what I'm saying, the video, the first thing is with time management is you want to acknowledge the importance of time. Right? You can't, how you going to value something that you don't look at as valuable or important? So that's the first thing, is knowing the importance of time. You can't get your time back. Number 2 is have a to-do list. Make a to-do list. Every day, every week, every month, have a to-do list or goals and things that you want to accomplish. Right? Write it down. Out of sight, out of mind. You can use your phone, computer, tablet, iPad, calendar, planner, whatever you got, whatever works for you. Number 3 is time block your schedule. Right? And that includes establishing deadlines. Right? Establish deadlines for yourself. If the deadline 11:59, you might not start till 11. But if you change that deadline, right? Make it a little earlier, you'll finish a little earlier because you'll start earlier, right? And also, more tips are, the distractions, you know what I'm saying? Avoiding distractions because, distractions can hold you up. And, you know what I'm saying? Also, having them deadlines, like I said, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to talk y'all ear off. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see next, and I'll catch you on the next video.